name's Alex Mazzari. We're in Buxton at 27 Lightwood Road, and we're at my studio, which is called the Yoga Den.
Now we're here today looking at this wonderful device you've got in this absolutely gorgeous place. I wondered if you could tell us a little bit more about it and what it does.
Yeah, so this is the Bio-Well. It's based on a technology called Kirlian photography, and we use it to measure the biofield, the human energy system, and it does that by scanning each of the fingertips. So we scan each of the fingertips in each hand, and when we do that, it gives us the glow emitting from the fingertip, and from that it portions it off into different sections, and each section is linked to an organ or an aspect of the body. And it measures the meridians, because the meridians, the acupuncture lines, they run into the fingers. So it measures the meridians, the chakras, and we get a full analysis and report of how every organ and system is performing within the body.
What sort of results have you found when you have been working with your clients, like before and after yoga, for instance?
Yeah, so I've tested myself before and after yoga, and there is a difference. The most prominent difference is with breath work. Breath work really activates and cultivates energy. I also use it with my clients for Reiki as well. So I do a scan before a Reiki session and a scan after a Reiki session, and we can see the difference in the energy field. And it's not always a massive change, but generally it's a balancing out, whether if there's energy that's blocked, it tends to balance out and drop a little, or if the energy is too low, it sometimes rises up. This can sometimes take time depending on the issue.
And what we're going to be doing today, what experiment?
So we're going to do a baseline reading with Kelly, and we're going to scan each of the fingertips and have a look at the results, and then she's going to drink some structured water with imprinted with a frequency, and then we're going to do another scan, and we're going to see if there's any changes to the field. Left hand, and we'll start off with your right thumb. And just before you do, don't hold your finger in there for too long, because humidity builds and that can affect the readings.
How long for?
So slide it in, I'll press image, it'll make a beep. As soon as you hear the beep, take your finger out straight away.
Okay.
You touching?
Yeah.
Yeah? There we go. Okay, next one, yeah? Okay, perfect. Okay, so energy-wise, overall, the way the device measures is in joules. So it's giving us a reading of 53.56 joules within your field, which is where it wants to be really. It wants to be between 50 to 55.
Okay.
It's kind of the optimal area to be. Stress, 3.05. So generally we tend to operate between 2.5 and 3.5 nowadays. So it's reasonably balanced there. Okay. Nice to see it a little lower. So let's just have a look here at the energy diagram. Okay, so what it's showing here is the left hand, the right hand, and then all the organs that connect to each hand. And the optimal place to be is that green highlighted area, which is 5 joules. So you've got 0 joules in the middle, 10 joules on the outside. So it's a bit of a chart basically showing us where any potential stagnations or blockages of energy are, or where you're perhaps a little depleted.
Okay.
So in terms of depletions, we're a little bit low there at 3.77. Same round here. 392, just a touch low.
What organ is that related to?
So we've got the pituitary gland and the spleen on this side.
Okay.
You do have a cold.
Yeah, I've got a cold.
And you're using your spleen, aren't you, to make your T cells?
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
That's interesting.
So yeah, we've got a couple of areas that are a little high in energy, but this is quite a common area that I see with kind of 99% of clients that come in. Yeah, the throat area, the thyroid gland, and we don't know yet whether it's a thyroid. When we go a little deeper into the organs energy tab, we have the endocrine system, and yes, it is the thyroid.
Okay.
So again, both sides, we want a balance of ideally between 4.5 and 5.5 joules on the left, and then the same on the right.
Okay.
Anything between 4.5 is classed as lowered. Anything above 5.5 is classed as increased.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got these colours here that show you. So the thyroid is quite increased there, both sides.
Again, it's about white blood cell generation.
Okay.
Yeah. Adrenals are a little out of balance as well.
Yeah.
So we've got quite an in-depth analysis here of pretty much every organ and system within the body.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Is there anything that's like really highlighted, like danger zone or not?
That throat area is very high.
Oh
Again,
gosh.
if you have got cold at the moment, perhaps it's all tied in with this area maybe.
Yeah. 9.3.
Yeah, it's quite high there. Then also what we need as well between both sides is a balance of 90% or above.
Okay.
Yeah, so that percentage that you can see on the right hand side here, we want 90% or above. Anything below 90 means there's an imbalance between the left and the right sides of the body with those organs. But my main area of focus when I work with Reiki clients or people that come in for like an energy analysis is the meridian system. So we have the 12 major meridians, which are the acupuncture lines. In Indian medicine we're called nadis, same system. So again, we look at this and see how the balance between left side and right side. So again, that percentage on the right. And then again, we want kind of that 4.5 to 5.5 both sides as well. So we've got a few that are increased here. Bladder's increased, kidneys are increased, gallbladder, liver, lungs.
Okay.
So there is a little bit of balancing out that could do with taking place.
Yeah. Definitely.
Let's have the next round 2 of the Bio-Well scan. But first I'm going to put some of this in with the embed frequency in it. So I'm just going to put a few drops into the water. And just take a bit of a drink.
Well done, thank you. So we can do a comparison. So if we go compare, just clear those.
I feel my whole body just like buzzing.
Okay, so we've seen a very slight increase in energy. Stress has stayed the same. There's been a balancing out with the organs that were in disbalance before. You can see here, it's slightly imbalanced to the right. It's balanced now there from 2 to 1.16. Again there you can see we had 4 organs in disbalance on the left, 1 on the right, now 0, 0. Same on the bottom there with the average disbalance energy. So we're seeing a nice balancing out there actually.
Okay.
So after the session, so after the structured and imprinted water, we can see that there has been a bit of a shift. So orange was before, purple's after. You can see it has dropped a little on that throat area that we noticed before, both sides. It's stayed pretty similar here on the mammary glands, respiratory system. We've had a little bit of a drop here on the liver.
So quick as well, that was really
a bit of an increase on the liver on that side. But where we were a touch low before, you can see it's actually come up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's dropped a touch around there.
Mhm.
But you can see that there has been a bit of a shift there.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the organs energy. We'll just have a quick look here. Okay, so before that throat area that was very high, 903 to 962 after the water,
Okay.
805 to 82.
That's pretty.
So we've seen a nice drop.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting.
Mammary glands, respiratory 734 to 748. So again, reasonably balanced at 98%, but quite high. Again, we want that 4.5 to 5.5 both sides.
Okay.
So after 7.4 to 7.42. So there's not been. It's about the same area.
About the same,
yeah. Before those adrenals were quite high and imbalanced at 71% balance, quite a difference there. About 2 joules difference between the left and the right. After it's dropped down to average 5s.
Gosh. That's crazy.
We had no idea what to expect. Did we?
No. So it's gone down by like 3 points or
So
joules.
it dropped a couple of joules there, yeah. So let's just have a look at these meridians. So we've seen quite an increase on the stomach there actually.
Okay.
438 before the session. After the session, 616. So
Is that
quite an increase?
the energy of the water?
Perhaps it's settled in the stomach and it's doing its work in there, potentially. Bladder 743 to 832, 767 to 847, so again a bit of an increase on the bladder. Kidneys 609 to 628. 6.1 to 6.06, so it dropped a little bit there. Yeah. But again, as with energy work, you're not going to see an instant difference.
No, that's it.
It can take time.
I wonder
And
all
all we're looking for is just any sort of shift really,
Yeah.
whether it's up or down, which we have seen.
I wonder if it would be like taken over time. So if you left an hour in between, that the difference would be more.
Perhaps if it's increased, perhaps.
It's really interesting. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Very
it.
welcome.